Hey, good day, everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can get more voiceover clients in 2023. So let's talk about it. All right. My buttons aren't working, but we'll get them working here. All right, look, everyone, thanks for being with me here on today. We've got some definite things that we want to talk about on today so that we can actually look at how we can start getting more clients in 2023. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you want to make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tick the bell so that you get notified every time I go live or when I upload a brand new video. You guys know I come to you every Friday at this point, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday, and I want to be here to make sure that I'm giving you valuable information and also answer the questions that you're going to have. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Go ahead and give me a shout in the chat there. Let me know what platform you're watching in on and also what state you're in or country, whatever. Let me know who I'm talking to here today, and be prepared with your questions, comments, and things of that nature as well. I always like to acknowledge everyone that comes into my shows, which you guys always know, and I'll probably throw you up on screen as well so that the rest of the world knows you too. Since, really going all the way back to 2014, when I really got initially started in the whole voiceover thing. And what I'm going to be talking about today does deal with voiceover artists, but this is marketing, sales, and all of that for whatever industry that you're in. This is going to apply. But many of you know voiceover is near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to make sure that I'm talking to all of you as you come in today. Really interested. We're multicasting right now on YouTube, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn. So I definitely want to know where you're tuning in from so that we can have a great conversation. There are traditionally only a few ways that voice actors go after getting work. You sign up on a site like a Fiverr or a pay-to-play site like voices.com, Voices123. There's Upwork, People Per Hour. There's so many different places to go to actually kind of get in on the voiceover game. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Glad to have you in here, my friend. Thanks for being here with us over on YouTube. Definitely appreciate you here, buddy. But here's the thing, and I want you to really key in on what I'm about to say here, because it's going to play directly to what your motivations are and what it is that you want to accomplish and how hard you're actually willing to work. There's a tremendous amount of work to be an entrepreneur. I know that when I first got started in what it is that I'm doing now as an entrepreneur, I literally thought, I'll never forget the time, and you can kind of co-sign on this if you want. I'll never forget, all I thought I needed to do was get on voices.com, get me a microphone, and I was going to blow up. That's I'm not even kidding when I said I thought that was the path that I was on. I was just going to get a mic, get whatever I needed, go ahead, sign up on a pay to play, and boom, I was going to be an instant six-figure earner on all of this. Never happened that way. Does not happen that way for most people. And I'm wondering if anybody can relate to that. And no matter what kind of entrepreneur you are, I think a lot of times we feel that way. Hey, what's up, Jay? Over in Thailand. What is the only word I know? I went to Thailand back in, oh my gosh, I'm dating myself now. When I was in the Air Force, it was probably 1989 when I went to Thailand. Great food, by the way. I went to Utapao, Thailand, and there's something else. And I think the only Thai word I remember is sawadi, and I think that just means thank you. But challenged my gray hairs here on that one there. But no matter what kind of entrepreneur it is that you are, I think a lot of times people think that all they have to do is kind of, tell people what it is that they do, and people will gravitate towards them. And it never, ever happens that way. It never happens that way. What happens is you get into a field like voiceover or whatever the field is that you're in. Also, let me know what field you're into. What is your business? What type of business are you trying to build or run? Let me know that in the comments too as well. Thanks so much. That thing that you know how to do then comes down to a big question. Why should people opt to do business with you? And when you think about Oh, Sawadi, Jay says means hello. So Sawadi means hello. All right. I got that. So now I can put that back in my memory banks. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Why should people do business with you is a big thing that you have to really focus in on. And you may have heard me say before that to do business in today's day and age, it comes down to people realizing that you understand the problems that they face. The bigger problem that you solve for someone, the bigger amount you can get paid to solve that problem. Herein is one of the inherent things that goes along with being like a voiceover artist, and you're on these different pay-to-play sites or a site like Upwork or Fiverr. Nothing wrong with those sites, but realize that there's a way to use them. And you have to understand that you are in tremendous competition. Many times, it does not even have to necessarily do with your voice. Some people are just focusing in on price. And you have to decide whether it is you're going to allow people to put you in a box, and if you're going to have a race to the bottom for price. There is no strategic advantage, none at all, to being the second lowest price for the service you provide. There is no strategic advantage in that. If you can't be Walmart and have the lowest prices, there's no strategic advantage to being the next one up. However, having the highest prices, there is a strategic advantage, but you have to understand how to cultivate that and know how to build that value in for the clients that will use you. Many times, most voiceover artists or entrepreneurs or whatever, but let's talk about voiceover artists here for a moment. Voiceover artists kind of go into the field. I'm a voice actor. I can do commercials. I can do audiobooks. I can do, character voices. There's all these different things, and you think that you can. Maybe you can, but probably not. Not all of them very well. And then it comes to even boiling it down even further than that. What is the problem that you're solving for the client that's coming to you? What is that problem? Well, it's over and above, they just need a voice or a good voice. It's way above just needing a good voice. Okay. And I need you to clearly understand that, because this is where the marketing comes into play and where your unique selling proposition comes into play. Now, I want you to take a look at, and people that are watching right now, I want you to put into the chat or the comments or whatever, how long have you been doing voiceover and how many clients have you gotten this year? I just want to know that information because it'll help me proceed further. I want to know how long you've been doing voiceover, and I want to know how many clients. You don't have to give an exact number, but roundabout, you know how many clients you've had this year. So when you started, how many clients you've gotten this year? I want to know that information. Now, once you understand, okay, who and what type of voiceover do you mainly do? And a lot of people are very, very scared. They're very, very hesitant to kind of really niche this thing down to say that I focus on this type of voiceover or I focus on this type of client. And the reason that I'm talking about niching down and getting down to the crux of, okay, what type of voiceover do you do, is because then therein you can be seen as an expert. You can be seen as somewhat of a go-to person for this type of things. Steven is saying it's not easy. Great channel. Thanks so much, Steven. I appreciate you being here, my friend, over on YouTube. Definitely thank you for that. Jay is saying he's been 1 month in with 2 clients. All right. Now, Jay and others that will be watching this and on the replay, Jay is also saying he's been on Fiverr. What I want you to understand is that how you got those 2 clients that you got over the past 2 months, you need to think about how those clients came to you. What was it that got them to you? What was the thing? It's not just because you were on Fiverr. It could have something to do with your pricing, right? It could have something to do with the description that you put on Fiverr. It could have something to do with the demo that you put on Fiverr. Something spoke to those people. And now here's an easy thing to figure out. And this is why I wanted to get down to, okay, how many clients have you had? Because each of those clients holds valuable information that most people never even ask about. The thing you want to ask every single client, what was the thing that made you choose me? Literally, you need to ask every single client, what was the thing that made you choose me? Over the thousands, I mean, don't say this part, but I mean, when you think about over the thousands of people that just are on Fiverr, the millions of people that are voice actors in the world, someone chose you. When you start getting down and understanding why people chose you, here's what you can do. When you start understanding that, those are the things that need to start going in your description. I'm not saying so-and-so said this is why they chose me and so-and-so said this is why they chose me. No. You take the reasons that they give you and you incorporate that into your description or your offer or whatever it is, wherever it is that people are finding you. Because then that will start making a difference, because those will be the type of people that want to fix that. They'll choose you because you know how to fix that. What's up, Ina? Greetings. Thank you for being with us over here on YouTube as well. Looks like YouTube is leading the house today, which is great, which I expected as well. One of the things that I saw, and this was from one of my top students, probably the top student I ever had, was Anthony Pica. And many of you know who Anthony Pica is. And if you don't, Anthony has his own YouTube channel as well. Very good voiceover artist, very good person to know and learn from. And I can say that from personal experience because I trained him. All right, so when you look at, and I'm looking at one key thing that I remember Anthony saying 5-6 years ago when he was first getting started. And he was having an issue with Fiverr. And the issue that happened was, I believe he went on vacation and he came back and he wasn't getting as much Fiverr work. And that's something else that you have to really understand. But here's the key thing. Anthony said that he was having trouble when he came back from vacation. And he wasn't getting as much work on Fiverr as he had been getting before. And he had built up, a pretty good profile. Anthony said that he grabbed his laptop, laid down on the floor, and he said, I'm not moving until I figure this out. Now, the reason I tell that story about Anthony, because I think it's key and I think it's powerful, the way that he literally made a decision. And a lot of times that's what it comes down to, is making a decision. And by the way, as I'm talking, you can go ahead and put in questions if you got questions for me as well. Many times we think, as I started this whole video out with, I thought that, and many people think that, okay, I'm going to buy a microphone and I'm going to get on a pay to play and I'm going to blow up. And we all know that doesn't happen. There's a lot more work involved with that. But he made a decision, which all of us have to make a decision with. I'm going to figure it out. It's not about some sort of button you can press, or even in certain instances, some sort of course that you can take. Mentorship helps beyond anything. An actual mentor helps beyond anything, because a mentor will get in there and tell you exactly what it is to do. And most people in business have come to understand that a mentor is worth their weight in gold, flat out, because they're going to get you they're going to get you real quick results, especially if they've already been able to do it themselves. So whatever your struggle is right now, is it on Fiverr? Is it on Upwork? And here's one thing too, you want to pick a platform and master it. You don't want to be all over the place. Upwork, and I know people will give you different advice, but believe me, trust me when I say this, because I've been here. You want to master a platform, flat out, period. So if you choose Fiverr, don't start looking at other things. And the reason why people start looking at other things, like if I'm on Fiverr, but I'm not making really money yet, they'll say, well, let me go to Upwork. And then now you've got to figure out two platforms. Oh, well, let me go to voices.com. Let me go to Voices123. Let me go to People Per Hour. And none of these platforms are literally the same. And the way that you get work on them is vitally different. I don't care what the platform is. It really doesn't even matter. But the thing you want to do is be a master of that platform, so that you understand how it works, how the game operates, and how to actually get the clients that you want to get. You want to master that. And it's going to take you a while to do that. Hey, good morning, Jawan. Thanks for being here over on YouTube. Definitely appreciate you. You want to make sure that you master a platform, because we may get frustrated. You may be 2 weeks in, you may be 2 months in, and you're like, well, I'm not really getting that many clients, so let me try another platform. Well, guess what? Now you got to learn that other platform. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? Because now you're splitting your energy trying to learn 2, 3, 4, 5 different platforms, hoping one will pop. Whereas if you focus on just one, then you can master that one. You can master what it is that you're doing there. And then going into 2023 with how you're going to be able to get clients in 2023. Let me just tell you this, and you've heard me say this before. What problem are you solving? And it's got to be bigger than voiceover. It's got to be bigger than that. It's got to be more than I've got a Norman TLM 103, or I've got a Sennheiser, 416 or whatever. No one cares about your gear. I'm just going to tell you that flat out. No one literally cares about your gear. The only thing that people care about, your clients are going to care about, are the end result that you actually produce for them. They don't care about your process. They don't care about if you're using Adobe Audition or if you're using something else. They don't care if you're using whatever interface it is you're using. They don't care if you're using a Mac or a PC. They care about the end result. So how do you get them that end result? Now, a big thing, this is just my belief, and I've seen so many different things over the years. When people come to you for voiceover, the thing that they're looking to do 9 times out of 10 is sell something. That's what they are looking to do. They want your voice to sell a product or a service. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. When you're doing a commercial, if you're doing movie trailers, if it doesn't matter. You're selling something. If you're doing a voiceover for some sort of video, you're selling something. That's what that end client is trying to do. They're trying to sell something. The differentiator for me has been, and has really of late become to be, that I am a master literally at sales and marketing. The marketing piece, how to get the people's attention and how to do the sales, that's what I've done consistently over the past 5 years, and have become a master at doing that. Crafting messages, being able to show people through my voice and through video how it is that they can achieve their end result. And this comes down to you as the voiceover artist, understanding who your client is and what problem they are trying to solve. The problem in most cases is that they're trying to solve the problem of selling their product or service. Now, you're an integral part of that because your voice is going to be used. So guess what you have to be able to show people that would hire you is that you understand that that is the problem, and you have to be able to show them that you can help them solve that problem. Whether it is a chiropractor that is coming to you to do a commercial for a voiceover that they have, do you understand how a chiropractor needs to attract in clients? If it's someone on Amazon selling hats, it doesn't matter what that is, but your value that you should be able to show above and beyond what everyone else, what every other VO is out there doing, your value can be that you understand the sales and marketing process. And if you don't, it doesn't set you apart. Your voice, sure, sets you apart, but your voice is so subjective to a person, because the thing that you can never train for is the voice that's in the head of the person that would hire you. You can never train for that. All you can do is put your voice out there, but understand, and I've been saying this for years as well, that person that is looking for a voice actor, I want you to hear me when I say this. When they're looking for that voice actor, they are trying to match a voice to a voice that they already have in their head. So if you're not chosen, it's not that you're good or bad, or you're not good enough, or anything like that, but they already hear a voice. And when they hear a voice that sounds close to the one that's in their head, that's who they'll go with. You cannot train for that. But what you can do is in whatever marketing materials on your website, on your landing page, on content that you produce across social media, is that you need to start expressing that you understand those problems. That's it. Because people will pay for people that can solve problems for them. It is way far and above just being a voiceover artist that understands how to do EQ, take out breaths, and master and put all this stuff together. It goes beyond that. Once you have a reputation for being able to solve big problems for people that need to sell things, you will be able to then start writing your own ticket. So believe me, I understand and know it's hard enough being a VO and trying to figure this whole thing out, right? Trying to figure out, what order of operation do I use? Okay, I laid my voice down and then, okay, do I do EQ first or do I take out breaths first? Or do I do noise reduction first? And how do I do noise reduction? And, all of these things can come into play that you have to know and understand and learn, but that's just the art of what you do. That's it. It's the art of what you do. You have to know that. But what is the big problem that you actually can solve for someone that is going to make them hire you? If you don't understand the difference that you bring to the table, no one else will either. Am I making sense with this? Hey, we got a user over on Facebook. Not sure who it is, but hey, good morning. Thanks for being over there and tuning in today. Look, there is no easy button to press to get clients. And just like Anthony Pica had to sit down and say, I'm not moving until I figure this out, it's going to come down in many cases to things like that. Because I know this is not the first video you've watched on how to get voiceover clients. It's not it's one of many that you've watched. But of the ones that you've watched, what are the things that you have actually executed on and are continuing to execute on? Because I'm going to say this as well, even as someone that produces content at the level that I do, you can start taking advice from too many people. And I'm not saying that you're getting wrong advice, but what I'm saying is that how I've made it is different from how someone else that you're watching has made it. And they're different from all the other people that you're watching that has made it. They've done things that has gotten them to the level where we are. And it is not because of something that we know any better than anyone, but we've performed or executed better than anyone else has. So if your platform, thanks, Ina, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You have to make a decision because you're the only one that can on what it is that you're going to do. You have to make the decision on going all in or starting a process, getting frustrated with the process, and then say, well, I'm going to do another process. Getting frustrated with that one and then trying some other scheme or strategy or plan or whatever. Give yourself, because there is no timetable to success here. There is no timetable to success, but you can shorten or lengthen it based on the activity that you do. And if you keep switching what it is that you're doing, you will never have the success that you want to have. At some point, you've got to plant a flag. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this type of voiceover. I'm going to use this platform to do it on. And I'm going to learn that platform until I master that platform. Now, how long that takes is completely up to you. Jay is saying, great advice. Make it about them and their problem, how you can solve it, not about or if I understand you right. Exactly. It's got to be, and that's one of the worst things. I can't say one of the worst things, but it was one of the things I learned early on. If you look at your description on, like, let's just say Fiverr, you look at the words that you use. And if you use I more than you use the word I, talking about yourself, more than you use the word you, as in talking about your client, people are tuning you out. I can do this. I have done this. I will do this. No, it's got to be about them. 80 to 90% of what you have in your description needs to be about them and not you. KW in Christ, good morning. This is Queso from Martinsville, Virginia. Hey, glad to have you in the house over on YouTube. Thanks so much for being here, my friend. I definitely appreciate you. One of the things that is the hardest thing to do is figure out who it is that you are in a space, who you are in an industry, and what it is that you do in that industry. But trying to be a jack of all trades and just kind of be, I can do it all. No one hears you. No one hears you when you say I can do it all. And you further commoditize who it is that you are as a VO, as an entrepreneur, or whatever. Because you say you can do it all, but guess what? Everyone else is saying the same thing. And so many times people have looked at other people's descriptions, like on their Fiverr profiles and things like that, and you pretty much just copy and paste. Come on, just be real. You're copying and pasting because you don't know who you are yet. But you have to start defining that and then start separating yourself from the pack, because you've got to do that. Thanks so much, Ina. I'm speaking something. You say volumes. I'm speaking something. I know that. So definitely appreciate you on this. So many entrepreneurs make the mistake of trying to think they can do it all, and you can't. Not to make it big, not to make an impact, and not to have influence. You can't say I can do it all, because no one is going to hear you when you say that. Take that advice. Start defining who it is that you are going into 2023. Start producing content on, pick a platform. Just pick one, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I don't care what it is, Instagram, Twitter, pick a platform, put out your content about the problems that you solve. Put a link to your Fiverr account, put a link to if you're selling on your own website, whatever. I don't care what it is, but pick one thing. Pick a platform to display who it is that you are. Pick a platform to sell your services, and pick the type of clients that you want to work with, because you can help them solve a problem. Look, I hope this has made a ton of sense. At least I'm hoping it has been making a ton of sense. But I want to make sure you know that I'm here for you. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe to this channel if you feel like it can help. I'm going to be here every Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be talking about these things. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about how to sell. We're going to be talking about how to create your offer, how to define what it is that you do and who you do it for. And it all comes down to, well, who do you want to be and how do you become that person? Thanks so much for being here with me today. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on next Friday, same time. Please make sure you give a like, a heart, thumbs up. And even if you're watching the replay, you can leave me your comments and I will definitely get back to you with an answer. Thanks so much. See you soon.